is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my DVD collection 2016 and Crime Part 2. So we finished with the K's last time, so starting off with the L's. Up first we have LA Confidential from 1997. Fantastic film directed by Curtis Hanson, one of the best films of the 90s. Fantastic cast: Kevin Spacey, Russell Crowe, Guy Pearce, Kim Basinger, Danny DeVito. Yeah, just a great film, great looking movie. Up next we have Law Abiding Citizen from 2009 with Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx. Pretty good from what I remember. I haven't seen it since it came out. Up next we have Lawless from 2012, film directed by John Hillcoat, starring Tom Hardy as bootlegging brothers. Really good cast: Shia LaBeouf, Gary Oldman, Mia Wasikowska, Jessica Chastain, Guy Pearce. Yeah, good movie. Has some pretty violent scenes, but I liked it a lot. Up next we have Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels from 1999, my favorite Guy Ritchie film. Just fantastic. Jason Statham, of course, Vinnie Jones, Sting. Yeah, I love this movie. Didn't get as much love as Snatch did, but I like that film more. Okay, up next we have The Lookout from 2007. Good little crime film with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Matthew Good, Jeff Daniels, and Isla Fisher, who I always enjoy watching. Okay, up next we have Lord of War from 2005. Fantastic film starring Nicolas Cage, Jared Leto, and Ethan Hawke, about gun running. I haven't seen War Dogs, that new film with Jonah Hill and Miles Teller. That looks like a pretty similar subject. But yeah, Lord of War is just a fantastic movie. Up next we have The Lovely Bones from 2007, I believe. Peter Jackson film with, what's her name, Saoirse Ronan, Mark Wahlberg, Rachel Weisz, Susan Sarandon, Stanley Tucci. Fantastic performance by him. Yeah, interesting film about a girl who gets murdered and then sort of goes into the afterlife to find her killer. Up next we have Lucky Number 11 from 2007, I believe. Yeah, really fun film with Bruce Willis, Josh Hartnett, Morgan Freeman, Ben Kingsley, Stanley Tucci, Lucy Liu. Good fun from what I remember. Up next we have Matchstick Men, another fantastic film starring Nicolas Cage, directed by Ridley Scott from 2003. Sam Rockwell, fantastic, as is Alison Lohman. Whatever happened to her, man? She was a good little actress and doesn't do much anymore. Up next we have Miami Vice from, when did this come out now? 2006, I believe. Michael Mann film with Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell. Up next we have Narc from 2002. Yeah, good crime thriller with Jason Patric and Ray Liotta. Okay, up next we have Oliver Stone's Natural Born Killers from 1994. Of course, fantastic film with Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, Robert Downey Jr., and Tommy Lee Jones. Okay, up next we have Nightcrawler from 2014. Yeah, fantastic performance by Jake Gyllenhaal as one of these guys who goes around at night filming crime and then selling it to nightly news. Rene Russo good as the TV producer. Just really seedy and just a really good creepy performance by Gyllenhaal. Next we have No Country for Old Men, of course, the Oscar-winning film from 2007 by the Coen brothers with Javier Bardem. Fantastic performance. Tommy Lee Jones and Josh Brolin. A lot of people didn't like the ending in that movie. I understand why, but it's still a great film. Okay, up next we have the Ocean's films, including the original from 1960 with the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Angie Dickinson. Loads of fun. Then, of course, the remakes, Ocean's 11 from 2001. Really fun. Probably my favorite of the Ocean's movies. George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Andy Garcia, Julia Roberts, people like Scott Conn, Don Cheadle. to name a few. Just really good fun. Casey Affleck. Then we have Ocean's 12 from 2004. Brought in Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yeah, Bernie Mac in the cast as well. And then Ocean's 13 from 2007 with Al Pacino and Ellen Barkin in this one. Yeah, still haven't seen that since it came out in the theaters. Up next we have Out of Sight from 1998. Fantastic film with George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez, Delroy Lindo, Don Cheadle again. Just a fantastic film. Dennis Farina. So I think I mean Dennis Farina, not Delroy Lindo. I always get those two actors mixed up. Okay, up next we have Pain and Gain from 2013, I believe. Michael Bay film with Mark Wahlberg and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Yeah, really interesting, weird, and wacky film about bodybuilders who get into all sorts of trouble. I like that movie a lot. Up next we have Payback, a really good Mel Gibson film from 1999. Okay, up next we have The Place Beyond the Pines from 2013. Yeah, really interesting film, great cast, Ryan Gosling, Eva Mendes, Bradley Cooper, Ray Liotta. Sort of 3 different stories in one. My favorite would probably be the opening, the real crime aspect, and then it sort of changes into sort of a family drama by the end of the film, but still a good movie. Up next we have Point Blank. Great film from 1967 with Lee Marvin and Andrew Dickinson. Okay, up next we have Prisoners on Blu-ray from 2013. Yeah, really intense thriller with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, Viola Davis, Maria Bello, Melissa Leo. Yeah, really good film. Okay, up next we have Michael Mann's Public Enemies from 2009 with Johnny Depp, Christian Bale, and Marion Cotillard. Really good film. I like this film a lot. Okay, up next we have Pulp Fiction, of course, Quentin Tarantino's masterpiece from 1994. John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, just fantastic. Uma Thurman, Bruce Willis, Ving Rhames. Just a fantastic cast, so many great scenes. Harvey Keitel, Steve Buscemi, Christopher Walken, just awesome. And of course after that we have Reservoir Dogs, the gas can edition, 15th anniversary edition from 1992, another Tarantino classic with Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Chris Penn, Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Tierney, and Michael Madsen. Just a fantastic movie. Another film from 1992, we have Romper Stomper, great Aussie film about skinheads with Russell Crowe, early Russell Crowe film. Really good if you get a chance to see it. I highly recommend it. Up next we have Running Scared, I believe from 2007, maybe 2006, with Paul Walker, Vera Farmiga. Yeah, really interesting film. Got some messed up scenes, but yeah, good movie. Okay, up next we have Rock and Roller, Guy Ritchie film from 2008. Gerard Butler, Tandy Newton. Yeah, really good film. Tom Hardy, to name a few. Up next we have Savages from 2012. One of my favorite films of that year. I know people didn't like the double ending, but I loved everything up to and including that point in this film. Directed by Oliver Stone. I thought Salma Hayek, fantastic performance. John Travolta, really good. Taylor Kitsch and Aaron Johnson, really good. Blake Lively, Benicio del Toro. Just a really cool film. I dug the hell out of this film. Okay, up next we have The Score from 2001. Really good film with Robert De Niro, Edward Norton, Marlon Brando, and Angela Bassett. Directed by Frank Oz. Up next we have Serpico from 1973, I believe. Fantastic performance by Al Pacino as a cop trying to remain clean in a world of corruption. Up next we have Seven Psychopaths, also from 2012, I believe. 2012 was a really good year for crime movies. Really fun cast: Colin Farrell, Sam Rockwell, Woody Harrelson, Christopher Walken, Tom Waits, Abby Cornish, and Olga Kurylenko. Up next, we have Shaft from 2001, I believe. Samuel L. Jackson, Toni Collette, Christian Bale, of course. Up next, we have A Simple Plan, a really underrated film from 1998 with Billy Bob Thornton and Bill Paxton, Bridget Fonda as well, directed by Sam Raimi. Up next, we have Snatch, of course, Guy Ritchie film from 2001, Brad Pitt, Vinnie Jones, Jason Statham, and so on. The usual lot. Okay, up next we have Spring Breakers from 2013. Yeah, interesting film directed by Harmony Korine. Of course, young cast of young nubile women. Sounds like somebody just opened the door. Maybe it was a ghost. Really fun performance by James Franco. I thought he was crazy good, and I love the ending. The ending was good, and you're watching girls in bikinis the whole time. What's not to love about that? Okay, up next we have Stand Up Guys from 2012. Yeah, really good old school sort of film about old school gangsters. Al Pacino, Christopher Walken, and Alan Arkin all on one final night out before one of them was about to get bumped off. Really fun. Okay, up next we have The Sting from 1973. Fantastic film directed by George Roy Hill. One of my all-time favorite films. Robert Redford and Paul Newman, of course. Robert Shaw, awesome as the villain. Really nice Legacy Series edition. Make sure it's back in this right spot. Up next we have Striking Distance. Yeah, underrated Bruce Willis film. I think this was 1993 with Sarah Jessica Parker. He plays a river cop set in Pittsburgh. Really good supporting cast. Dennis Farina, Tom Sizemore. I've always liked that film. Up next we have Swordfish from 2001, sort of techno heist thriller with John Travolta and Hugh Jackman. Of course, Halle Berry famously appears topless in it for a brief second. Don Cheadle, it has its moments, that movie. Up next we have Taxi Driver, Martin Scorsese's classic, of course, from 1976. With Jodie Foster, very young Jodie Foster. I did a review for this on the Movie Reviewers 100 a couple of months ago, one of Scorsese's best. Up next we have Thelma and Louise from 1991, of course, Ridley Scott classic, with Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis, Brad Pitt, of course. Up next we have The Thomas Crown Affair, the original from 1968. Fantastic movie with Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway. And then, of course, I also have the remake, which I'm a big fan of, The Thomas Crown Affair from 1999 with Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo. Dennis Leary, really good as the cop. Yeah, really good film. Like that movie a lot. Next, we have To Live and Die in L.A., William Friedkin film from 1985 with Gil Grissom or William Peterson, Willem Dafoe, John Turturro, Dean Stockwell. Yeah, really good film. Okay, up next we have The Town from 2010 on Blu-ray. Of course, Ben Affleck's second film he directed. Of course, he stars in the movie along with Rebecca Hall, Jeremy Renner, fantastic performance. John Hamm and Blake Lively about bank robbers in Boston. Up next we have Training Day from 2001. Of course, fantastic performance by Denzel Washington, Oscar-winning role. Ethan Hawke, good little movie. Up next we have True Romance from 1993, one of my favorite films of the 90s. Yeah, fantastic movie directed by Tony Scott, featuring a screenplay by Quentin Tarantino, Christian Slater, and Patricia Arquette. Yeah, fantastic supporting cast. So many memorable scenes. Dennis Hopper, Val Kilmer, Gary Oldman, Brad Pitt, Christopher Walken, Michael Rappaport. Love everything about that movie. Up next we have The Warriors from 1979, Ultimate Director's Cut, of course, about rival gangs, street gangs in New York. Walter Hill film. Got a lot of play with the Golden State Warriors, of course, over the past couple years. Next we have The Way of the Gun from, when the hell did this come out now? 2000, I believe, with Ryan Philippe and Benicio del Toro, James Caan. Yeah, good little film. Juliette Lewis, Nicky Katt, and Taye Diggs. Cool film. Good shootouts in that movie. Up next we have Witness, Peter Weir's classic from 1985, of course, with Harrison Ford and Kelly McGillis. Yeah, just a fantastic movie. And last but not least, we have Zodiac from 2007, David Fincher's classic about the Zodiac killings in the San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, fantastic cast. Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr., Anthony Edwards. Just a great film, one of Fincher's best. So there is Crime Part 2, and up next will be my disaster section, which is pretty short. So that'll only be one video. Thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see you.